was a great segment. Let's go to break. We did a fantastic segment on a Wednesday on Peacock.
Stand on the table.
On YouTube.
Stand on the table.
On Sirius XM Radio. On Sirius XM Radio.
Stand on the table.
Yes.
Careful.
I might break it if I do.
No.
I might break it. Sirius XM Radio. YouTube.
Don't go too far.
Peacock. This was the best segment on a Wednesday in the history of whatever this is. This streaming show. That's right. Let's go. Anything is possible.
No restraint. So we had to bring you back. J.A. Adande had to bring you back. Make sure your water bottle is nearby. Michael Smith is not here today. He will be back tomorrow. But J.A., you know, it's so funny. When you did that, I caught it in real time because I was just kind of looking at my attention was caught between two places. Mike Smith and that table, which he accurately said he would have broken if he had stood on there. So I was looking at Mike Smith and that table here, and then I'm looking over there, and I'm like, whoa, did J.A. Adande just pour water on his own head? You did. So he missed it. He only saw it on the replay. What's up, man? Welcome.
I got caught up in a moment. But it actually proves my point why you don't go too crazy, you know, in the play-in games or in the first round, because there's more games to be played, right? And in this case, there's more show to be done. So I'm going to try to, you know, act like I didn't win the championship back then and try to bring it now because the season is not over yet. We still have more production to do, so I'm going to try to bring it today, and then maybe we can celebrate like champions afterward.
No. You're not going to try to. You already have because you've inspired me. I saw your feed. I see your feed right now, so I had to shout out your Stevie Wonder inspired feed.
You got to love it.
So I had to shout it out. From the last time I saw Stevie in concert, and you know, I'm long overdue, because that concert was, I think it was 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. Yeah, at TD Garden. It was Songs in the Key of Life. He just did the whole album. That was it. That was the concert. Songs in the Key of Life.
So and the next tour he did, so I caught that.
India Ari opened for him. No, she was with him. She didn't open for him. She was singing with him. Yeah, and I know she's a big fan. It wasn't a great mix. Quite honestly, I hate to say that. It wasn't,
really? She's great as a backup singer. So
she's great. I love her. But certain songs, no.
I caught the first time they did the Songs in the Key of Life. They did in L.A. and man, they had like Herbie Hancock, Mike Phillips on the saxophone. I mean, just Chick Corea, like all-star lineup. And then the last time I saw him, it was December 2017, and they did Talking Book and Intervisions. They did
Intervisions?
So instead of just doing Songs in the Key of Life, which is a double album, he did Talking Book and Intervision.
Well, since you have a Stevie Wonder inspired theme, and you have next to the Nets, Love's in Need of Love. Let's talk about. So you know, what exactly do you mean by that? Is it the fact that Brooklyn is down 2 in this series? Is it the fact that
it's more than that?
KD
I mean,
and Kyrie were 8 for 30 last night from the field combined?
I mean, those are things you can adjust. You know, you can get the benefit of being back home. And all that comes with it, including they'll probably get even more, you know, benefits of calls from referees. But when I think of this entire experience, since KD and Kyrie came to Brooklyn, and then they brought in James Harden and they sent James Harden away, just the whole time, when have you seen joy, love, passion? When has it ever seemed fun to you? When has it ever seemed like any of them are enjoying it? As Steve Nash seemed like he's enjoyed any moment of this journey, you know, does anyone seem happy? Does anyone seem fun? When Kyrie's going back and forth with the fans in Boston, does that seem fun? And you got to feel like at some point there needs to be joy and love on the journey.
Well, you know what? You raised an interesting question. I want the people to listen. I want the people to watch and come to their own conclusion. If any of what you see here and hear here, if this sounds joyful, let us know. All right, so happy? No. No one's happy. But, you know, I'm not sure I'm not sure that was really the point, though. I'm not sure that was the point. Now, I agree with you that we thought the whole Nets experience would be a lot of appearances in the NBA Finals, and you get to see these great players on the biggest stage doing their thing. But really, what about KD has ever said joyful? Now, he's a killer. He's amazing, transcendent. He's not necessarily joyful. Kyrie's not always joyful, philosophical at times, passionate, joyful. When they had James Harden, not joyful. And then they threw your boy Steve Nash under the bus, J.A., before he even took the job. Before he took the job, like, yeah, hey, congratulations, coach, but you ain't really the coach. I mean, I can coach, he can coach. We really don't have a head coach. And he's acting like it. He's coaching like he's really not the coach. So
yeah,
I don't,
like he doesn't have any answers, right? He's acting like, and he's speaking like in the post game. He's not providing any solutions. I don't know if he has solutions. I don't know if it's reasonable to expect him to have the solutions, this early into his coaching career. Brad Stevens was a great coach. I thought it was a great hire when Boston hired him. He didn't do so well his early playoffs, right? It took him a few playoff runs to get the hang of it, to get the hang of the NBA. Steve Nash had been around the league for a long time, but he doesn't have coaching experience. So it makes you wonder, and you have to revisit the decision to entrust him with no prior experience to be the right coach for this team at this time. It's not looking like it at the moment. I would argue, Michael, that KD was happy as a young guy in Oklahoma City,
I agree.
Until he wasn't happy, and he went to Golden State. He seemed pretty happy and satisfied the night they won the championship, and he had that finals. Remember, he got out of the car outside of Oracle Arena in the parking lot in Oakland, and he's holding up his finals MVP trophy and just letting out that cathartic yell. But then I would argue, starting with the championship parade, when the team GM, Bob Myers, is kind of teasing him for not being a part of the original group, that the unhappiness started kicking in then. That okay, he can win, he can be the best player on the best team in the league, and he was never going to get the love from that crowd. So he went searching for it again, and I think he's still searching for it. I think you need to find joy at some point. I think that's an important component to all this.
Yeah, I think they are one of the more interesting teams in basketball history, because when they were brought together, like all three of them, if really you're going to tell their story, you got to start with all three. It's KD and Kyrie coming together, and then bringing Harden along. So when they brought in Harden, it's like, oh, it's on now. I mean, you got three of the top 20 players in basketball, including number 1, 2, or 3, depending on where you sit, and Kevin Durant, all together, Eastern Conference. We looked at the East completely differently at that time. Not like now. This is before Giannis had established himself as a champion and as a winner. So, hey, KD coming over with Brooklyn, they're about to set some records. Offensive basketball at the next level. Nobody can stop them. Harden jumps off the train. And now, Kyrie didn't want to be vaccinated. And this is what you have. You have a team. They're really weird. They're a weird team. I got to say, they are so weird.
And Michael, I'm still not ready to completely write them off yet, right? Out of respect to the ability, I'm still going to defer to the ability and the skills of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I will still allow that. I will allow for the possibility that Ben Simmons can bring something to the table if he's able to get in the series. But still, the ask I realize it's an absurd ask. I mean, they're basically going to ask him to step onto the court for the first time in over a year, and that's going to be his first game.
In the
I'm trying to think
playoffs.
of, has a player ever played his first game for a team in the playoffs? Has that ever happened before, where the first time a guy has worn the jersey for a team has come in a playoff game? Because that's what they're going to have to do. And they're asking him to come in, and his last memory on a basketball court was that horrific Game 7 that he had when the Sixers lost to the Hawks. That's going to be in his head. Like when I hit my last shot on the driving range, I like to leave on a nice shot. When I hit my last shot, if I'm just shooting in the gym, I got to leave off a make, right? Just so that the next time I come out, I'm in a good mood. I got a streak going. He's coming off, when he steps on the court, be it this season or next season, he's still coming off that Game 7 performance that basically ended his tenure in Philly. I know that's asking a lot.
That is asking a lot. I think it's asking too much, and based on the reports that you read, Game 4 maybe at the earliest for Ben Simmons, but then Steve Nash turns around and says, that's news to me. It could be happening, but maybe they haven't told the head coach. I have two questions for you. I have two questions off this. One, who do you have winning this series? I know it's easy to say Boston. Boston's up 2-0, but who do you think's going to win it?
Yeah, I thought Boston coming in, and I still think Boston. Let's not forget, Michael. I mean, as bad as things went, as bad a game as Kevin Durant had in Game 1, they had the lead up until the final, few tenths of a second. As bad as things went last night, including Kevin Durant 0 for 10 in the second half, I believe, they had a 7-point lead early in the fourth quarter. It was tied with like 8 minutes to go. So but you wonder, though, if those last 8 minutes, if Boston figured something out, because they did win going away, and you wonder if that was the turning point. Sometimes we have a turning point when it's close, and then it's not so close anymore.
Yeah, I think Boston's going to win the series. I said it in the beginning, Jay. I thought it was going to be Boston in 6, and I just thought Boston was a better team. I couldn't really get into specifics at that time because you don't see the series. You don't know how it's going to play out. But watching it play out, I think Boston is going to win it because they're forcing the Nets to play in a way that just is they got no tool in the bag for that. Starting with the coaching staff. Like Steve Nash was a brilliant offensive player. He doesn't teach defense. And if he does teach defense, there's no recognition that it's being absorbed. So that's Steve Nash. He wasn't a gritty, like in the trenches, like Jason Tatum said in that clip, it was an ugly game. No, Steve Nash didn't win at ugly basketball. Steve Nash won at beautiful basketball.
Right.
And Mike D'Antoni, that whole style. And Kevin Durant is not winning that way. And Kyrie Irving is not winning that way. These guys are supremely talented, but that's not really what it is. And Boston is all over them. And I think it's very intentional. And maybe this is getting into conspiracy territory a little bit. I think it's intentional that Kyrie Irving said after the game, he mentioned Brad Stevens, he mentioned Ime Udoka, he didn't mention Steve Nash. So I think he's trying to say something. I think he's trying to say, it's like LeBron, when LeBron was praising Sam Presti, he ain't really praising Sam Presti. When LeBron is praising Les Snead, hey, F them picks. That's my kind of guy. No. You're not talking to Les Snead. You're talking to Rob Pelinka. You're talking to Rob Pelinka. And I think Kyrie was talking to Steve Nash last night. Like, they don't really have an adjustment. I don't think Steve Nash has an adjustment for what Ime Udoka and the Celtics are doing to him. So this is going to be, Boston versus you tell me in the next round. You tell me who's going to be on the other side, either Milwaukee or Chicago. You tell me.
Whew. That one just got a lot more uncertain, especially with Chris Middleton being out, for who knows how long now with this meniscus tear in his knee. So that's why, the first line of my feed was ordinary pain, bringing in Stevie. I would say the lyric is more than just an ordinary pain, right? Because, these are critical injuries to critical players at a critical time. When you look at Middleton and Devin Booker with his hamstring being out now, the latest they're saying today is Devin Booker could be out 2 to 3 weeks. I will not write either Phoenix or Milwaukee off. I will not say that this Bulls series is done for the Bucks because, lest we forget, last year the Bucks won games without Giannis, right? When he hurt his knee against Atlanta, and they were still able to advance and prevail.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.